Hello, everyone, and welcome to Weather Watchers Worldwide on this Wednesday. I am meteorologist Lee Southwick, joined by meteorologist Mike Prangley.
Good to see you.
And we have Malcolm behind the scenes.
Oh,
Malcolm, say hi.
Hi, guys.
Yes. We just made sure that his mic was working, so we're going to have a Malcolm minute coming
I saw
up.
Malcolm going through the newsroom as I was going through the newsroom. He's excited about this spring weather we have today. So.
Are you, Malcolm?
Yes.
And Malcolm, you're gonna get your run in this afternoon, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Nice. How long do you run for? How far do you go?
I honestly am increasing my, I don't know, intensity a little bit because I'm really a walker, but I just walk on the treadmill and use incline. So I want to try something different than just running. So just increasing intensity a little bit.
Good for you.
All right,
I'm a
let's go.
walker too.
Yeah,
and you're a runner.
Runner. I do both. Walk, run, steps. Now lift weights. So you'd want to do a little mix. It's good.
Yeah,
a hybrid.
Get the mix of
Yeah.
Nice. Well, we're here to talk about weather, not exercise. We'll do a different segment.
Yeah.
Exercise.
Well, it's all related. So we
later.
got great weather to exercise,
We
right?
do. Now, this is worldwide, so we're going to go all over the world with
Let's
your
do
weather.
it.
But I think first we're going to start nationally because there's a lot going on right here at home in the United States. We've been talking about avalanches in California, wildfires. In fact, we're going to start with a package from NBC. We're going to talk to them. They're going to kind of give us the setup about what's been going on in the weather news across the country.
This morning, a massive winter storm causing whiteout conditions out west. An urgent search and rescue operation underway in the Sierra after a terrifying avalanche buried multiple backcountry skiers.
Reported as 9 to 10 people buried, 3 others attempting to dig them out.
Overnight, first responders rescuing 6 people stranded on the mountain, but they're still searching for 9 more still missing. The sheriff telling NBC News the group included tour guides and skiers heading out on their last day of a trip.
This was a very well prepared group. They just came across a very tragic incident.
Wild weather causing chaos across the country, from snow to flames. In Oklahoma, raging wildfires forcing thousands to evacuate their homes. Emergency crews working round the clock to put out the fires that have already burned more than 15,000 acres. The flames also closing roads, racing across state lines. Roads also treacherous from the winter storms further west. In Colorado, a multi-vehicle pileup left 4 people dead and dozens more hospitalized.
Look at that.
After severe wind-blown dust impacted visibility. Blizzard-like conditions causing cars and semi-trucks to spin out, closing down nearly 150 miles of freeways on the West Coast.
The wind was blowing sideways, so you couldn't see 25 feet past in front of your car.
Weather we've been having.
Yeah, although I do love snow. I was seeing those snow banks, 8 feet or more of snow. Imagine that out in the Sierra Nevada. So folks can just literally jump out their window, and you're shoveling upwards, not down.
That is
just
so
think
true.
about that.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And then to talk more about, speaking of snow, that avalanche out there.
Yes,
we do have some more footage of the search and rescue going on right now too. And so this avalanche, it was in the Castle Peak area, so it's near a place called Truckee. And obviously it's in the Sierra Nevada. The Nevada County Sheriff's Office now says 15 people, 4 guides, 11 clients. They were all on a trip, and that's when the avalanche hit. So 6 skiers were initially reported missing, but they have been rescued. They all unfortunately have varying injuries. The rescuers dealing with extreme weather, obviously. It's taking hours to safely get them back and to, regroup, all the rescuers regrouping. So all 6 were evacuated by the fire protection district. 2 had to be transported to a hospital for further treatment. 9 skiers are still unaccounted for.
Wow.
And 50 first responders are involved still right now near Lake Tahoe trying to find those 9 skiers. And they're going to continue to do so as long as the weather cooperates, and lets them actually search. So quite a big effort ongoing there.
Yeah, imagine 3, 4, 5 inches an hour and you're trying to rescue folks out in that snow.
No.
Pretty scary.
I mean, that building looks just buried. There's so much snow out there.
Yeah, there is. Good for their watershed, but unfortunately not good for our skiers there. So hopefully we'll find them and they'll be okay.
Yeah. And then on the opposite end, so now if we talk about dry conditions, we also have video from the Oklahoma fire. So if we take a look at that, these, fires all across the country, including right here at home, but in Oklahoma, same story there. It's warm, it's dry, it's windy. And so in Beaver County, which is near the base of the Panhandle in Oklahoma, there was this massive blaze. It burned 15,000 acres. Let's see.
Looked like you had a couple fire nados out there. Sometimes you can get that heat so intense, it creates some rotation in the atmosphere. Get a little updraft and it stretches and you get some rotation there. So that looks like some fire NATO weather for sure.
We've been talking about, obviously, our fire weather, and we've talked about how one thing that adds to that is the warmth. There, they had temperatures 25 degrees warmer than normal. 25.
Ooh, and then combine the drought. So the drought's not just for Florida. We're talking about drought across the country. The amazing part is California doesn't have any drought right now.
Which is
Who would have
wild.
Thought?
Yeah,
okay.
That's wild.
And then once you go a little farther to the east, it starts out in Utah, Colorado. It extends over much of the country.
I have it on graphics right now. Sorry to interrupt.
Good. I got to see this.
Malcolm wants to pull it up, and then you want to talk about it.
Yeah, Malcolm on Weather 4. Check that out. We got a lot of red. There it is. California
a little too far. Sorry about that.
Who would have thought the only state without any drought is California. Is that crazy? Maybe a little sliver at the very tip, but that's crazy. And that's just drier than normal weather. But there's the huge drought that's really set in as we went into that La Nina pattern as we went through the fall. And remember, we finished the tropical season unusually quiet across the United States. So really this drought began several months ago, and it is related. We're happy that we dodged all the hurricanes, but at the same time, that we were missing out on that tropical moisture that accounts for in many of these southern states, especially along the Gulf and Florida, for like a third or more of our yearly precipitation. So that's why you see the red. Where you see the red, that's extreme drought, and that's taken up a lot of real estate and even some exceptional drought. It looks like close to Oklahoma, Texas, the Red River, and back into Arkansas.
And then we here, obviously dealing with extreme drought, severe to extreme drought.
Yes.
But that's not our only impact. You've been tracking our local impacts, haven't you? So
yes.
If we want to go over to Max 2, Malcolm, I believe, and you can take it away with everything that you've been watching. Yeah,
let's take a look. So big impacts we showed you worldwide, and that's including us here at home. So today's the quiet day. I said, Malcolm, go get that run in. So he's going to get some extra steps, minor impacts. But we are the weather impact team here at First Coast News. And of course, we've got the protector. And we take a look at Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I have some yellows in there, Lee, because I'm thinking morning fog will become an issue. So it'll spread from the West Coast and along the Gulf into our area with that southwesterly flow. So maybe a few fog advisories. And of course, any of that fog that mixes with some of that wildfire smoke will create what we call super fog. So that's what we'll be watching, especially south and southwest of Jacksonville.
Fog is so scary. That's when you get pileups on roads because no one can see in front of them and realize
you just don't have enough time to stop, basically. It's just too late.
It is like, once you see it, you're on top of it, unfortunately.
So low beams and slow down the next few mornings. And then we've got the elevated fire risk still with us. We showed you that, Lee showed that drought, extreme drought for most of Northeast Florida, and really the driest what we've seen going into a spring season since 2012 as far as extreme drought goes. And then here we go. On Sunday, we go into red Monday, Tuesday, because we've got some morning rain, so that could impact our plans. Doesn't look too heavy, unfortunately, but we'll watch that. And then the high fire risk kicks in with, that's right, an inland freeze. So think about this. We got the Sunday fizzler, fire risk, and then freezes. My goodness, especially as we go into Tuesday morning, it looks like the coldest of next week. A lot of the models showing temperatures dropping to 32 at Jacksonville. So we look at the futurecast today. Again, we showed the impact scale. Today would be the weather pick if you really want to, if you look at all the impacts combined, because we're just talking about a few high clouds. And that little green peppering, that's a sprinkle or two, because we've got dew points that are going to be in the mid 60s. Like we are really, truly in an April-May pattern. Nature's feeling like April-May, not just at the ground, but in the upper level. So you got the southwest wind meeting, trying to meet a little bit of a sea breeze, but overall it's going to win the battle, it looks like. So even the beaches will be in the 70s. Tonight, of course, we've got so many after-school sports going on, including lacrosse, flag football. Yeah, that's fun. So 60s.
I used to play that.
Oh, that would be amazing. Yeah, I used to coach it, not play it. But we take a look at the fog. There it is coming from southwest to northeast tomorrow morning. And then look at those lows, low 60s. There's that rain chance tomorrow. Again, keeping it low. And there's our 80 tomorrow. The reason why tomorrow I think we'll hit 80 versus today kept it at 78 because I think there's going to be fewer clouds in the afternoon. And then once again, we go into late Thursday and Friday. You see the little gray areas toward I-75.
Yep.
That's some of that thick fog spreading in. So what's the weather impact alert, or at least the next one that we'll be watching? That could kick in as early as tomorrow morning, Friday morning, Saturday morning for the reduced visibility. And again, please slow it down. Use those low beams. And of course, Crystal and I will keep you updated on Good Morning Jacksonville. Here's a good depiction of that wall of fog. It's like just instant condensation.
Wow.
That chilly Gulf water still in the upper 50s. And then you've got all of this warm tropical air coming over. So Gainesville, Lake City, the first to see some of the fog by later on this evening after 10 o'clock, and then it just keeps spreading off to the northeast. You see a lot of red on there. That's some significant fog, and it could linger a bit tomorrow morning. So that may play a role in exactly how warm we get tomorrow. I still think we could get nudge 80, but with all this fog around, sometimes that'll keep you maybe a degree or two cooler. Weekend outlook, okay, as we go over the impacts, but fog was the first big one to watch for. And then this weekend for plans, I think we're okay Saturday, but in southeast Georgia during the evening, late afternoon, evening, there could be a few more showers moving in. I'm still thinking that's after 8 o'clock for Waycross and Brunswick. And then for the rest of us, late Saturday night into Sunday. And unfortunately, Lee, you see what I'm seeing? Those amounts aren't looking too good, are they?
No, we need more rain, unfortunately. Always happy that we don't have much of a severe weather risk, but we really need that rain.
Yes.
We don't want the rain over the weekend because that messes with plans.
Mm-hmm.
This is like the worst case scenario because it could rain on some of your plans, but it's not enough to help with our yards, our drought situation.
Yeah, I'm going to have to water the plants for sure. So not enough for sure. And then we'll have some afternoon clearing Sunday for those plants. It's a Riverside Beer Fest going on, so that should be a go. And then we look at the latest Euro in, and timing's been pretty consistent this week. There's no surprise. There's 4 a.m. showers from Duval across I-10, moving into Clay, St. John's. Back to the south it goes, so that front will move through pretty quickly. Sunday afternoon, we dry out. And then behind the front, we've got to show this. Okay, so we know the rain was the other impact, at least on Sunday morning. To the north, there could be a big snow breaking out. So for my relatives, I got family up in the Northeast, in Maryland. This could bring my Aunt Peggy to tears here, Lee. That's heavy snow again for DC and the DMV area.
Same. I have some family up there too. And I was telling you about one of my family members who hurt her back shoveling snow just a couple of days ago. And here's another round on the way.
Yeah, my Aunt Peggy is not happy with me. So she's in Stevensville, but it's looking like yet another northeastern snow. Some model, it's a little early on the call, but maybe 2, 3, 4 inches for DC.
Wow.
Up to New York, maybe they would be the jackpot where it's all snow, longer for maybe 5, 6 to 8 inches of snow. So
they just had snow over the weekend too.
They did.
There's a good bit of snow right now in New York City.
It's been an amazing winter up there. And did you see what we see here? We see wind, see the isobars behind it and that north flow. All right. And we got snow as far south as the Carolina Mountains. So
oh boy,
here come the dew points. All right. So the other weather impact I showed you was the fire risk. So we're watching the dryer in Oklahoma City where we showed you those fires here earlier, and then 55. So we're 61. So we're okay. The next few days, we're more of an elevated fire risk, but nothing terribly high or critical. But notice I've got the graph changing all that by Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, because that lighter shaded area is all that bone dry air behind the front. So the dew points drop into the 20s, all the way into Duval, even some teens as we head into Monday. So one of the reasons forecasting more frost and freezes, your temperatures a lot of times like dropping close to the dew point. We're not going to be that cold, but it's giving me confidence that the air's dry enough and cold enough that we will see some more frost and freezes by Tuesday. But the big thing on this graphic is that fire risk going back in the critical range as we head into late weekend and next week, Lee.
Yeah, as we dry out. Do you have a temperature map as well, just to kind of show, or 7 or 10 day?
I do.
Let's take a look at the long
great
range.
minds think alike and a lot.
Alike. We think alike here.
I was just thinking, so I have the 7 and 10 day, and as you look at this,
it's just wild. Like
something for everybody.
Record heat possible on Friday and Saturday, like likely on Saturday to at least tie that record, which is 86 both Friday and Saturday. Yeah. And then the rain comes through and we're talking freezing temperatures by Tuesday morning.
Yeah, but you know what? It's not going to last long. You remember over winter we've had like weeks of cold weather. So on the 10 day, all right, let's spruce it up. It's a 2-day cold snap, but it's a big deal again for even Wednesday morning. We'd have some frost and then finally back into the 70s by Thursday and Friday of next week.
So this is just we want you to all know it's going to feel very warm at the end of this week, record heat, but don't plant your sensitive tropical plants yet because this is still possible. They're literally snaps, called snap, because it's such a short amount of time, but especially if you're inland, that's that light freeze that's still possible on Tuesday morning. Then we're going to warm up again. So it would just be those inland spots. I would just be careful with your tropical sensitive plants. Some people, you know, bring them inside for winter, put them back out. They're going to love Friday and Saturday's weather, but make sure they're tucked away and cozy Monday into Tuesday.
I mean, that's a 54-degree temperature drop, not including wind chills. I mean, that's crazy. 86 to 32. So that's huge.
It's like the weather that makes you feel sick.
You do not like cold weather, Lee.
I do not. So Monday and Tuesday, I know I'm going to be sniffly.
But even me, who I like the colder changes, I'm done with it too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we had enough cold weather.
I've had
January into early February.
Yeah, I feel I'm getting greedy now. I'm ready for it just to stay warm. But it looks like we usually have to wait until after St. Patrick's Day. And really the rule of thumb, March Madness is like March Madness is what I say. When we get ready for basketball tournament season, that's when our weather's wildest. Because if you look at the record low today, it's 18 for Jacksonville. And the record high is like close to 87, 88.
That is so crazy.
So this time of year where you can get temperature differences up over 50, 60 degrees in 1 week.
That is, and again, that's just what I call sick weather. You know, I did some research. I looked into it back in early January, maybe late December when we were getting some big swings. And there is science behind it does make you cold when this, or get a cold or feel sick when this happens. But mainly because we're kind of like touching our faces more because we get a little runny nose, and then you're like more so putting germs.
That reminds me,
I
have to have my vitamin C weather. Make sure you have your vitamin C.
The other thing is we all stay inside when it's cold. So then we're around each other and it's easier to pass germs. We're not going out on our long walks. I don't know, Malcolm, do you go for runs on when it's 32 degrees in the morning and 57 in the afternoon?
Absolutely not.
Okay, yeah.
Really?
So we're usually, me either. I do not. I have an indoor walking pad that I use with weather like that too. So that's why I will be staying inside. Malcolm's staying inside. You know, we're all staying inside more where it's easier to pass germs.
We do. You know, I'm a germaphobe, Lee, so all this talk has me itchy.
Sorry, we will move on. In fact, let's take this opportunity to take a quick break. And when we come back, I mean, the closing ceremonies for the Olympics are on Sunday. We're coming up here quickly. Okay. So we're going to take a quick look at the forecast, plus also look back at Lavinia, which had some really cold weather. Yeah. So quick break, and then we'll be right back.
And maybe a camel picture.
Oh.
From Dubai.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
Let's go.
The First Coast News weather team has your most accurate forecast with weather impact alerts to warn you about severe weather. Our team is here to help you prepare and keep you safe.
The First Coast News weather team is always on your side. Stream extended coverage on First Coast News Plus.
This February, the past mingles with the present on Jacksonville's historic East Side.
A neighborhood that everyone respected everybody.
Birthed from the ashes of the Civil War, Out East remains the city's last 19th century historically black neighborhood.
It's beautiful now, but not the way it was when I first came here.
Each street paved with pain, persistence, and progress.
Mount Olive is still on the block.
Vivid Hues, stories of black history, Monday mornings at 6. First Coast News on your side. This month, we're pushing through traffic to follow the money.
Transportation is really important.
So we make it more affordable.
Breaking down the dollars, the dangers, and what's next.
We're very excited about this Better Together campaign.
On the Move on Good Morning Jacksonville all month long, Tuesdays at 6 a.m. Artificial intelligence isn't coming, it's already here.
And it's also a tool, not the answer.
Yes.
From how we prepare the next generation for work to how law enforcement balances innovation and public trust.
Don't let ChatGPT replace your therapist.
Inside our classrooms.
Anything you wanted to do, it would do.
The revolution will be AI. Will you be ready? Watch Good Morning Jacksonville Thursday mornings at 6 all month long. First Coast News on your side.
When you think winter sports, you probably don't think about the Sunshine State.
Ocala was the speed skating capital of the world.
Hitting the ski slopes right here in Florida.
Here's a blast, and on the mountain's a blast.
Olympic-inspired stories right here in Good Morning Jacksonville every Friday at 6 a.m.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with First Coast News and First Coast News Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage with First Coast News and First Coast News Plus.
All righty. So
Hey there.
he is working on getting a camel picture.
A camel
up.
picture. Okay.
So I'm going to take it over, talk about the Olympics real fast, and then we're going to go to him for this camel picture.
Okay.
It is worldwide. Weather Watchers worldwide. Dubai, right?
Dubai.
All
Yes.
right. So in Milan right now, it is, well, we're actually going to go up to the mountains, but in Milan it is sunny, and what we're mainly focusing on is up north, snow in the mountains. In Cortina, snow is expected again tomorrow, and then it will be drying out Friday, Saturday into Sunday. And some of those spectators up there and the athletes as well ready for the snow to stop, especially in Livigno. So this is video out of Livigno now, where they had a lot of snow. Look at all of that snow.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, lots of snow out there. But then it was sunny this morning. And remember, they're 6 hours ahead. So earlier this morning, lots of sunshine. You can see that there all the snow on the ground, but the sunnier skies. So that allowed the freestyle ski and the snowboarding events to resume because they had to pause. So temperatures are now it gets freezing obviously there, but it dropped down to a morning temperature of 10 degrees Fahrenheit earlier this morning in Livigno. Heavy snowfall was on Tuesday, so that led to the delay of Olympic events during the day. So the women's snowboard my goodness, so many S's. The women's snowboard slope style final was delayed. The freestyle skiing aerial competitions were delayed during the day yesterday. Then by the evening, the snow had backed off, so the men's freestyle skiing big air final went on. It only had a slight delay. This snow also postponed the women's snowboard slope style final, which we just talked about, but it's been given the green light now. It was following the men's final. So the aerial events will go ahead with the women's qualifications and the medal events. So again, it interrupted Olympic events yesterday. Freezing this morning, 10 degrees Fahrenheit there this morning. And then, oh my gosh, look at all of that snow. Now, though, again, they're in places like Cortina, snow expected again tomorrow. And that's actually across a lot of northern Italy. So let's go back to the graphics. Again, I'll quickly show you this forecast for Cortina. The temperatures there, you can see they're in the 30s in the afternoon tomorrow and Friday, 40s on Saturday. Here's a look at that snow that's moving in. So this is the European model, but it shows snow for Livigno again tomorrow, Predazzo, Cortina, and then rain in Milan and Verona, where they're setting up for the end. The closing ceremonies are going to be in Verona. And so they do have rain on the way for Thursday, but then check this out. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, nice and sunny and dry. So the weather completely clears for everyone across northern Italy to close out the Olympic ceremony. So here's a look at Milan's forecast. And as we mentioned, rain is expected there tomorrow, but then it's going to be partly to mostly sunny over the next several days. So kind of a gross Thursday with the high temperature only near 45 degrees, but the lows dropping down to the 30s, not getting freezing, just a cold rain. Oh, meteorologist Robert Spetta and I have gone on a soapbox before about just how awful it is to be cold and rainy. Like at that point, it should just snow. Friday, though, getting up into the 60s with mostly sunny skies. Friday's a beautiful day in Milan. And then on Saturday, cool 50s, good bit of sunshine, so not too bad. Here's another look at the forecast again, just about how it will be snowy on Thursday and rainy as well for Milan and Verona, but then it will be clearing out. Malcolm, do you like the snow? Do you ever go visit, snowy areas? Are you a skier or anything like that? Any of the winter, we're talking about running, but are you an athlete with any winter events?
Not at all. So I've never seen snow at all.
You've never seen snow?
Never a snowflake or a flurry, nothing.
Man, we should have just drove you over to like Fernandina Beach a couple weeks ago when we had those flurries around.
I know, but I had to be here.
Man,
Yeah.
Okay, so don't worry when inevitably another winter comes along and we have the snow possibility in places like Waycross. You got to come be our digital producer and director with us up on the road.
We have to get that done because it's long overdue.
It is overdue. We'll do that next year.
One we interview, so we have Malcolm. How's it feel to see snow?
Yeah. Tell us about it. All right. Well, speaking of all the snow, it's making me cold. I'm wearing my jacket right now. You have some warm weather pictures.
You ready? I'm ready to warm everybody up. Okay. First of all, happy anniversary to my oldest daughter Megan, my son-in-law Chris.
Aww.
They are in Dubai celebrating, and check out what they just sent us on the streaming show. They watch us a lot from London, and they're on a camel.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, this just happened. This is breaking news. So of course they're 9 hours ahead of us. So they just sent this in. It's dark there. Of course they're 9 hours ahead. So that's a beautiful camel, isn't he?
Do you know what the temperature's there right now?
They were in the 80s today, so they're still probably in the 70s, like 75.
70 right now.
So that would warm you up, right? Look at that. They've got the shorts on.
Is that your grandson, your namesake?
Oh gosh, I just saw him for the. Yes, I'm glad you saw that. There's my little Michael.
So cute.
Just adorable. I didn't realize they took him on the camel. It's so brave. He's been in Dubai. He's been to the United States now 3 times. He's probably a world record holder for most miles traveled by a 10-month-old.
10 months. He's not even 1 year old yet. And he's like better traveled than I am.
So there's your warm weather picture. So Malcolm, you have never seen snow. Have you ever ridden a camel? Is my question for you.
Never that.
Malcolm, do you ever get out?
Yes, he does. He goes running. He goes running.
I have to see the world. Seriously.
I don't think I really want to ride a camel. I don't think that's...
You don't want to do a camel?
Nah. I mean, I don't even like riding horses.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. You never know. It looks like they're having a blast. They're all smiles.
True. If I was over there, maybe.
So 3 years ago, they got married today, and I was in England in this beautiful church, like a church from like the 10th century, just gorgeous. So
that sounds beautiful.
Time is flying. I mean, you're talking 3 years already with your oldest daughter being married, and now look at them. And then, of course, I've got a grandson, so I'm very blessed. And hopefully I'll get to see them soon. That's the main thing.
Time is flying. We're out of time.
Oh wait, I had some more pictures to show.
Oh, bummer. Okay.
Weather Watchers, thank you. Go to our Weather Watcher First Coast News page, and we'll talk more. And Lee, it's always fun doing this with you.
Thank you for joining me. And thank you guys for watching with us.
And Malcolm.
Great. And Malcolm. Bye, Malcolm.
See you guys later.
This morning, a massive winter storm